It's another episode of Loosely Attached with a brand new setup. We just finished our first outdoor episode and there's so much for you guys to dive into, but man, what did we talk about? We talked about Tinder. We talked about, feral humans in the hills of Tennessee where Logan was, and
we talked about locals and rats.
Locals
and rats.
rat relationships with friends and with others. But guys, follow Loosely Attached Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and on Snapchat. We really appreciate all the support and the patience. I mean, we know we were gone for a couple weeks, but the break was necessary, and we talk a little bit about our difficulties in bringing it back, but the result is going to be fantastic. So enjoy the episode, and we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you in there. Conveniently put water on my shorts. It's gonna look like I pissed myself. All right. She's vibing. All right, first segment in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Loosely Attached is finally back, and man, if you're watching on YouTube, man, you're gonna see it. There's a totally different setup. Everything's different. We got Vella Magic in-house, coming all the way from Ohio. Michael Vella, welcome to the fucking show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, it's good to have you on. And man, I mean, Logan, we totally switched everything around. We went from a sterile studio to got the beautiful bay behind us, and dude, it's sweet to actually kind of, it took a long time to get everything to work, so it's sweet to kind of get everything finally working. And you were on vacation, you were gone this past week, so just a ton of roadblocks. But guys, if you have not already done so, now's your time. Go follow us on all social media, Loosely Attached Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok, and follow our Instagram accounts are on there as well. Do that, man. Go follow, and definitely check out the YouTube. The YouTube is going to be where it's at, and take full advantage of where we're at, because the goal is to go everywhere with this show from here. Man, we'll probably end up going back to the studio a couple times.
Yeah,
I'm definitely sure of that. But let's see where we can take this, and I would love to hear the suggestions that other people have as well of where we should go, or what we should do with this.
That's really the beauty of it now. Like, we're not stuck in one spot. We can go anywhere with this.
Right.
So it's whatever we feel like that morning is what'll happen.
Yeah, and weather permitting. I mean, like, we were fucking, like, the rain was coming down all day, and it was like, whoa, we almost did this in...
Dude, it rains like 7 times a day in Florida.
I swear. Florida is so unreal with the rain. It's like 7 times a day it'll rain, like you said, and then the rest of it'll be sunny, and none of it's forecasted. So
it'll be 7 days sunny, and then you get hit with a hurricane.
Literally. And actually, like, hurricane season is coming back up, so we're actually fucked. But I definitely want to get out into the wilderness of Florida with this. And
didn't a hurricane like wipe out the bridge or something down here?
Yes.
It's still not even back yet. Like, it's halfway back.
Yeah, but it was pretty much fucked. Like, for what, 7-8 months, nothing. Couldn't go across, couldn't go to the beach, nothing. And it just came back beginning of summer. So, Logan, man, it was it's always sad seeing you go. It's nice to have you back, but it looks like you had a fun time out where you were. What, Smoky Mountains?
Yeah, the vacation was awesome. I'll leave it at that. But
I'm just gonna say this. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Before you start, this is what, your 9th vacation so far in 2021?
19th.
19th. You've had so many fucking vacations. This dude takes so many vacations, it makes me want to throw up every time he goes.
I try to go at least once every 2 weeks. Something. Whether it be local or somewhere else. Go somewhere. Jeez. But yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's feral humans living in our national parks.
What's feral mean?
Like wild. like a wild human.
What?
Dude, I was just as astonished whenever I found this out. But me and my girlfriend, we drove to Smoky Mountains. I noticed like I drove through Gatlinburg. I don't like Gatlinburg because it's like a town, but it's real touristy. So it kind of defeats the purpose of going like hiking because there's like a Dave and Buster's and fucking like arcades everywhere.
Hell yeah.
So I skipped through Gatlinburg, but I couldn't help but notice a lot of like haunted, like themed stores. So I started doing a little bit of digging, and turns out there's like 17 to 30 like just disappearances in the Great Smoky Mountains alone, if not more.
What?
But the national parks in general have like a trend of where people just disappear and it's all unexplained. So I did a little bit more digging, and I figured out that, for example, there is a kid named Dennis Martin, a 6-year-old kid who was like walking on a green trail hike, which green trail means like super easy. Like the hike would literally be us following this path. It's like a waterfall half a mile that way. Like super easy hike. So the kid's with his family, and he literally vanishes from underneath their nose. And here's the creepy part. So yeah, he could have like branched off or got lost, whatever. But when they found his body, he had head trauma and was found 1,000 feet elevation, like up the mountain. So if the kid disappeared, one, he's 6 years old, so the odds of him climbing up this mountain, getting lost and not trying to like make any noise at all to find his family is just odd, just that fact alone. Dude. And then another odd part was whenever they sent in the investigative team, the kid had brain trauma or head trauma, but they would not allow an autopsy and the family was not allowed to see the body.
Who wouldn't allow it? The cops?
The cops and I guess the FBI, whatever they sent in, whoever covers the investigative part of that kind of stuff, like would not allow an autopsy and the family was not allowed to see the kid. And this is where kind of like the mountain folklore comes in, to where the locals say one thing and the FBI says the other. The FBI says it's a freak accident and like these things happen all the time up there anyway. But the locals say that they know exactly what it is. It's that there's feral humans in the woods, and like I think Smoky Mountains is the #1 visited national park to over like 10 million people a year. And there's probably like a missing occurrence 1 every 5. And when the one person goes missing, it just doesn't add up. It's not like they fell off the cliff and they died. Like they literally go missing, make 0 sound, and they're found in like these almost impossible locations to fit the story.
Yeah,
something's going on. I'm not saying Bigfoot's out there. I'm not saying that aliens are abducting them, but something is going on. And I mean, dude, feral humans in a place where there's no phone service and you're literally isolated from humanity
wouldn't shock me. Yeah, that wouldn't shock me at all. I think about that all the time. There has to be like wild cannibalistic humans still. There's these weird cultures. I'm telling you, man, like they don't bring it up that often, but there's these weird cultures of human beings, especially in the United States, that, you know, they're kind of like sectioned off. It was like that one, I'm trying to remember, but there was this one Netflix show that I watched. It was a true story that actually happened, where these people were living in a house in the middle of nowhere. I want to say in Texas, like Waco in Texas. I think actually Waco is exactly where it was. And this one guy was like the leader of them, and he was like this cultish religion leader. And dude, he was like, he had the best setup of all time, because these families would come and he somehow made them believe in their religion that it was God's will that he have sex with all the wives of the women that were there, of the guys that were there. So like all these women would come and he was allowed to have sex with all of them, but none of the other people could have sex there. He was the only one who was allowed.
Sounds like Charles Manson.
Low key, yeah, it was low key that, but it was like, he wasn't trying to like kill them and like wear their skin as a hat. Yeah. He was like
just fucking them.
He was just fucking them. Yeah.
Sounds like a very, very before his time pimp.
Literally, but no, this was not that long ago. This was like in the 80s.
Oh shit.
This was recent.
Waco was fire. That show was fire.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was based off of like that happened.
Yeah. No, 100% happened. The FBI came and blew the fucking doors off the place.
Yeah, dude, they showed up with like tanks and shit.
Yeah, they came out with tanks and just tore this fucking, and they were being peaceful. Yeah, they were, you know, I don't know, kind of like kept there under their will, and you know.
I like thought he was like claimed he was like Jesus basically.
Yes.
It's fucked up.
It was fucked up.
Speaking of the military and tanks and shit, that's another thing that the locals were saying. They were saying that Like after, so like that was just the Dennis Martin kid was one example, but like there was a 5'11" like older woman who like went over a hill, and her friends were like 15 seconds behind her, and she vanished, no sound, nothing, just gone. Never found her body to this day. Like the same trail she disappeared on, I was hiking. Like near Kingman's Dome. Kingman's Dome is like, it's the highest elevation in the East Coast. Don't quote me on that, I think.
But
yeah, I was literally hiking the same trail, and she just vanished from thin air. Her body's never been seen since. So after that happened, the locals were saying that the military went on like an undercover mission and went into the woods, stayed the night for like a week, and just went on like a shoot and kill mission, just knocking these cannibals off. Dang. And they're still like you can hear them at night, like there's still cannibals howling and shit in the woods. It's crazy.
That is insane. So what? So they were just sent to go in and knock them all off, and they didn't get all of them.
Well, there's a cave system that they live in. Supposedly.
How do you know all that? Did you?
I was doing some research at night.
Did you go into the fucking 7-Eleven and we're just like, yo, where's the cannibals at? They probably fed you all that shit for your tourist experience.
No, dude. I'm telling you, if you go up there, there's some weird, like, your body naturally can sense things when it's wrong. Like the hairs on your neck stand up. Yeah. I promise you, go in those woods at sundown and you will feel something.
I mean, I don't know. Like Olivia was freaking out.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend, she was going.
It's something.
She was tweaking out. She was like, we gotta go.
Something's in the air, and you can feel it. And like the locals are used to it. Like you don't see people. Like this park is packed, but when sun goes down, you will not see a Tennessee license plate in that park.
Damn.
Like they know something's up there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's. I just can't fathom how a 6-year-old kid could climb 1,000 feet without making a noise and then get head trauma from climbing without falling down.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
And like these cliffs,
definitely there's some questions there.
It's not like an elevation like that. Like you literally have to fucking mountain climb this mountain. Like you're going up.
Yeah.
It's not like you're hiking up. It just doesn't. Something's gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
That's definitely weird. I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely something going on.
Well, we brought it up in a past episode about the cave system. Like you can see how like where the cave systems go, they all naturally land with the national parks, and then the missing people somehow almost magically just line up perfectly with the cave system. It's
insane.
It's like almost impossible for you to brush it off. Like it literally like dot for dot you can see these missing people are right over the caves. I
mean, I think there's no doubt that we were talking about that in an episode about conspiracies. Like that's real for sure. Cave system, 100%. I mean, even under Washington D.C. alone, they say that there's this whole elaborate like system of caves in case the president needs to just like disappear.
But again, like the stuff that happens, like we never like they're not gonna tell the public, but like. You put your pieces together and you can figure it out. Something's there. They're not gonna say, yeah, there's caves under Washington D.C., but
there's something there.
Yeah, there's something going on, and whether or not we know the truth ever, who knows? But can't be blind to it.
Look, that's why you gotta just go on vacation, like to the beach.
Yep.
Or to like Six Flags or fucking Kalahari.
Until you realize that 98% of the ocean is unexplored and what the fuck's out there.
But dude, we've explored the fucking coastline. I mean,
yeah, like we've been to the fucking exactly. Like Miami's coastline, I'm not worried about. I'm just saying, look, this is the problem, and this is how scary movies happen. This is how murder mysteries happen. It's like it's just some casual Americans. Around our age, they go on a fun little vacation and they get their skin like removed from their body and they're never heard from again. Like at what cost should we have some fun? I don't think that.
I'd kill for that to happen to me, bro. You kidding me? Don't have to work anymore.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it would be sweet relief, but I don't know, dude. Like, come on. Like because that stuff definitely is real. There is in our hometown, Michael, in Steubenville, like right outside of the city, Nick Stimpert was talking to me about it. They got this like serial killer that hasn't been caught. He's killed like 20 plus people. And every time in Pittsburgh. So like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
Dude, every time he kills somebody, he will like draw a smiley face in blood on the wall. He's called the Smiley Face Killer. That shit sounds like it's straight out of a movie, and that is real. That was on Pittsburgh News. You can look it up.
What?
Yeah.
When was his last killing?
It was a couple days before I was there when I returned, what, a month ago?
What?
About 2, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally like, I'm telling you, and that was just the last one that I took note of because I was there. So like,
I didn't even know about it, if I'm being 100% honest.
See, like,
well, see, now you
like,
know.
It's
like,
crazy. Like, think about the things that make national news, like TikTokers dancing or like whatever, like this person's like public famous life, but like shit like that doesn't go viral.
You know why? Dude, it happens so often, it's no longer newsworthy. It's like no one reporting COVID cases anymore because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it's so powerful and so, like, it's such a, like, crazy story, doesn't make the news.
Yeah.
Because it happens so much. So, like, yeah, to us, it's crazy because it's like, oh, holy shit, like, that happened, but it is happening everywhere. It's fucking nuts. So, dude, look, like, I don't know. Your next vacation's gonna be in a couple weeks, man. Plan something that is on the beaten path. Like, that's when people want to be heroes.
I'm feeling some kind of. I might hold off for a few months and take like a large vacation. I think I'm leaving the country, or at least like Caribbean islands, something down there.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I don't really want to go to Hawaii because I read this a few days ago. They're giving like the locals water. They're taking away from the locals and giving it to the tourists.
I wouldn't be shocked.
They don't have enough resources over there.
Yeah,
so like, and they're so overrun with tourists right now. Like they're taking from the locals.
The Hawaiians hate the tourists too.
I guess he goes to Hawaii next month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal all their water. I'm gonna just drink 10 gallons of water a day, just out of spite.
Just leave the faucets on.
That is fucked. Dude, Hawaiians absolutely, like, more than anything, hate the tourists up there.
I don't blame them. The whole way that shit went down was, it's like medieval.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, now that and it's funny for me saying this being in Florida for less than a year, but like, dude, I already hate the tourists here.
Yeah.
They're the worst people possible.
That's why I hate Orlando, man. Orlando is.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same thing. Dude, the tourists here are so fucking obnoxious. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure that they bring a ton of revenue to the city, but like, dude, like, they are the worst. And the beaches are so packed, and it's just a ton of, like, you know, and this is funny, again, coming from me, but like super pale people that look like lobsters over drink and then leave all their trash on the fucking beach.
Yeah.
The locals here are stuck up too, though.
They're even worse.
Yeah.
I'm becoming one of them.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a stuck-up local. I don't know what's worse, actually. To be like an ignorant tourist or a stuck-up local. They're both bad. But yeah, the locals here are also they're kind of a demon that you can't really fuck with either. It's like, especially when they go out of their way to say they're local, kind of like I'm doing. I'm becoming very self-aware right now. Fuck. Like they have to let everyone know that they're local. I'm not at that point.
So
yet.
like, if I work while I'm down here, am I technically even a tourist?
No,
I'm not on vacation.
You're on work visa. Yeah.
I'm on a work visa.
Yeah, you're on a work visa.
I feel like the definition tourist like should be redefined as like, if you make it like your goal to know that you're on vacation, then you're the problem. Like coming down here, vibing out, leaving, nobody would even know.
Right.
But like when you come down here and you get like fucking like I Heart Miami or I Heart Pensacola, and then you get your fucking whatever hat, you wear your sunscreen on your nose and like walk around with your shirt off and your flower trunks, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you rent like the fucking scooters that say like rent me 5 whatever, and you just ride around the fucking downtown.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, you just described a pretty decent day. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
that sounds like a good time.
That sounds like a damn fun time. But I mean, I do see your point at the same time. I think that there's kind of like eventually you can take it over the top. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think that where it's the worst, and I'm gonna be very transparent about us as Americans. Like when we go to other countries for vacation,
Oh, they have to hate us. Dude.
fucking hate
If I
us.
went to any country, they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I'd show up like this. I'd just be walking around, just hating my life in a different country.
Yep.
That's
All
one
white
thing,
t-shirt.
Everyone
man.
would be pissed.
I really want to like I can't speak on that because I haven't experienced like out of the country, but I feel like they'd be very humble, and we are just like the laughing stock of the world.
Oh yeah, we're a joke.
Yeah,
and it's
are a joke.
Here's the thing. It's not really that we're a joke as much as people aren't bought into the fact that we're the greatest country in the world. And a majority of Americans who go and travel to other countries are like, oh, we're the greatest thing to ever hit the planet.
Are we
and
actually the greatest country though?
Not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I think everyone just, like, they just assume we are, and then they come here and they're like, it's a piece of shit everywhere
It's just
you
in
go.
our Pledge of Allegiance. We've been brainwashed to just recite it every day.
Dude, here's the thing is, people in other countries, like, and meeting all these international people and being able to go to all these different places, they've all said the same thing. Americans are not all that.
Imagine, imagine, go to your local Circle K, any Circle K in the country, because they're all just as bad, and pick 5 people there and picture them in another country. That would be the representation of America.
Well, that's the
they'd be
problem.
like, what is wrong with America?
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, the stereotypical American is not the everyday American. I'm telling you.
Look at him hitting TikTok dance. Sorry, I don't mean to.
These kids skateboarding.
Skateboard hitting TikTok dances on the skateboard. Okay, that's a typical American. Right there.
That's what. No, that's what people in other countries think Americans are.
Well, I
That
feel
might
like
be just as bad as the Circle K gremlin. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I feel like the representation of America is pretty. Like, I feel like there's more people that fit their stereotype than there are normal people here.
I don't know about that
I think
because
people from other countries think we're all fat,
Yeah,
like
they do.
Yeah.
obese.
that's probably accurate. Dude, like, from what I understand, it seems like the stereotypical representation of an American is whatever they see in, like, High School Musical.
Yeah.
Or like the Netflix originals where it's like 25-year-old, like, super smoking hot actors playing a 16-year-old
Outer Banks,
kid.
just go ahead and say
Outer
it.
Banks. Yeah, Outer Banks is a perfect example, actually.
I
Or
refuse to watch that show.
That's what I was.
No,
I don't
shit's
get the
gonna-
hype. I haven't seen it.
that shit's
refuse to
gas.
watch it.
Trust me, that shit's gas. We'll get into that. The Americans don't look like that. And like, it's almost wild because we don't even see each other as that. Like, how many, like, super smoking hot people do you see on a day-to-day basis? I've seen
I see one every morning when I look in the mirror. I brush my teeth. I see one every day.
Amen.
One single.
Amen. Dude, I mean, I don't know. Like,
None. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a lot.
there's just a ton of average people. You know, you see the occasional, like, super hot person.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably makeup founded, or like if it's a guy, it's probably like steroid founded.
Unnatty.
Unnatty. Hey, man, no disrespect to the unnatty boys. You gotta get where you gotta get. I don't give a shit how you get there. The girls are doing the same shit. The girls are wearing makeup. Like, we should take steroids and
We
get
should just
fucking
start wearing
cranked.
makeup, honestly. We
Yeah,
gotta
they're-
figure out a way to wear makeup where you just can't tell and just make ourselves look smoking.
That's what I'm fucking
honestly-
talking about.
Girls have found a
Reverse
cheat
it.
code and they're pissed off when we try to look for one.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
Find one.
exactly. They get a fucking cheat code with makeup and we don't. That's bullshit. Steroids,
We need
dude.
makeup for men.
Yep, just
It's
fucking
called
like
steroids.
get to fucking like a high definition 6-pack, just draw it on every morning.
How mad would they be? They would be disgusted.
Well, it's the same. Have you ever seen, like, think of like the hottest girl at your high school? Have you ever seen her without makeup?
Yeah. Girls would come in
gross.
looking like rats in high school, bro. Like, on, like, well, by Wednesday morning, they were so fucking fed up that they would just come in looking like an absolute shit show.
Dude, catfish.
Not saying I was looking any better. I was looking pretty bad too, but, like, I don't know.
The
That's
catfish is
hilarious.
unreal. The catfish is
The
unreal.
catfish is fucking insane. Dude, Tinder is a wasteland of absolute
You gotta talk
catfishes.
about it.
Which one?
Your Tinder obsession.
I don't have an obsession with Tinder.
obsession?
That is so fucked up that you would say that I have an obsession with Tinder. It's completely and totally unbiased, untrue. No,
Do
it's
you
not.
do you pay for it?
Do you have premium?
Do you pay for it?
Do you have Tinder Gold?
Tinder Premium is necessary, dude. You get like 30 likes a day. You get like 30 likes a day if you don't have Tinder Premium. Tinder Premium is if you're serious about making plays in the streets, you need Tinder Premium. It has nothing to do with the fact that you have an obsession or don't have an obsession. There's I will go to my fucking grave saying that.
So the first step in healing is admitting the problem. It's okay. It's when you're ready. You don't have to now. It's when you're ready.
Dude, there's no chance.
Pressure.
There's no chance. But I will say this: I'm the slickest that there ever was on the app. I'm unbeatable.
I'm not saying you haven't evolved.
What's your success rate? Give me a percentage here.
From match to close,
Yeah.
I would say it's well over 7 out of 10 close. I mean, and if you think about that, that's not too
bad.
That's not too
better.
terrible.
It's better than Curry. Shooting wise?
Exactly. Well, I think it's a lot easier to like score a date than it is to shoot a basketball accurately
In an NBA game.
in an NBA environment. I don't know if the two are necessarily comparable, but if we were to compare them, I think that it's way easier to like, reach out to some girls within 30 miles of you and say, "Yo, coffee."
How many hogs?
0.
Really?
Zero grenades.
I'm talking about like on the app.
0 grenades. I mean, look, I'm not going to be the one that goes here with this. Every woman on Tinder is beautiful in their own way.
It's not about looks.
You're right. When you're on Tinder, it's totally all about your personality. When I'm like going through and swiping, I'm only sincerely focused. No, I'm only sincerely focused on like what their like spirit is telling me.
Nobody on that app has a good bio. It's literally just pictures, and then it's literally just a swipe.
Let me tell you the biggest stereotype of all time. Girls will say, "Here for a good time, not a long time."
I think there's about 10 different bios that girls have. I don't think I've seen a different variation of those 10 bios at all.
It'll be like, "Hey, I'm 5'7", hope that's cool." Like, I don't give a shit. Or it'll be like, another one that I always hear is, if you don't like my dog, then I don't like you. Man, fuck your dog. And then their dog will be in the last slide, and he'll look like an absolute rat.
It's a chihuahua with no fur.
And his tongue, you ever seen those dogs with the tongue sticking out? I legit saw that once. Oh. Your dog looks horrible. He can't even put his tongue in his fucking head.
I got rid of that app. That app is toxic.
It's fair, it's toxic, but I'm all about being toxic, man.
I'm chasing one thing, and that's money. And that's all I want.
There you go, man.
Dude, I can chase money and be shiesty. I've proven that. I can do it. I do like that though. I mean, I'm not mad at your.
Oh no.
I'm not mad at your approach.
I'm worried about my financials. Marshawn Lynch said it best. Protect your chickens, man. Come on. Protecting my bread.
Protect your chickens. It is true. The most surefire way to not spend money on women is to not talk to them.
I don't even
Plain
spend
and
money on
simple.
myself. Unless I'm getting drunk.
Yes.
Different story, but.
Yes. I mean, yeah, but that's a necessary expense. You gotta make that happen sometimes.
I hate going to the bar and checking my bank account the next morning.
Yeah.
It's always way, way over what I was expecting.
It's just like anything else. You gotta budget it in. Logan's the smartest out of all of us. Doesn't drink or smoke or anything.
Nope.
I mean,
Save every penny.
it's just to say, yeah, but okay, but look, like, he doesn't drink or smoke, but then he'll buy a $45 inflatable swimming pool to put in his living room, like, or some random shit like
Priorities, man.
Hey,
Come on.
man. Look, if I don't drink for a week, I don't know how much I'll spend at the bar, but let's say $100 a weekend. Is that fair or more?
that. That's probably pretty
Fair?
close.
100
Yeah.
a weekend, or
That's
I
close.
can save that 100 and buy an inflatable pool for my living room.
Yeah, I mean, look, all that is
I mean, last
do what
weekend,
you enjoy.
when we went out Thursday and Friday, I definitely spent about 300, maybe more.
I don't think I spent that much.
Imagine all the. The first day I was here, I spent 200 almost alone, and we all had like a $200 tab on us each.
Yeah, we also went to the beach bars.
The tourists. We got caught in a tourist trap.
Dude, do you remember the one girl at the bar? She was like, she legitimately looked like the bird lady from Home Alone 2.
Oh shit.
She was like a skinnier, like strung out version of this lady, and she was looking at Michael like hitting on him. Remember?
Oh, what did Jean call her? From X-Men.
Oh, I don't remember.
Dude with the tongue.
Some creature with a tongue from X-Men, yeah.
She looked like just a gremlin that crawled out of the ground and was just at the bar, totally hammered. And
She was crushed.
I bought shots for me, Luke, his friend, and Jean, and that lady came up to me. He's like, "Did you get one from me?" I was like, "Fuck no, I didn't. I don't even know who you are. Get out of here."
She was scary. And then so they went to the bathroom, and I was kind of like guarding the empty seats because the bar's jam packed, and I'm like kind of like looking after the seats, and she came over and sat next to me, and I was like, "Hey, yo, like, you can sit there for now, but like don't get comfortable, like my friends are coming back." And she just looked at me like dead in my eyes, just no blink, nothing. And I was like nodding my head like, "Yeah." Like I didn't really have anything else to say after that. So yeah, so I just looked at her, and then the girl that I was with was like shit talking her. I couldn't believe it. She was like, "You got shit in your hair, you know that?" And legitimately, she wasn't lying. The girl had bird shit in her hair.
Girl was psychotic.
I'm telling you,
that lady, that thing was psychotic.
And mind you, this is all on the beach at the bars at like 2:37 a.m. It was just unearthly what we were doing that night, and I mean, honestly, chalk it up, add it to the list. Awesome memory. Like, really weird.
It's one of the core memories.
Yeah, one of the the good old days.
I mean, that was definitely an experience.
Yeah, that was definitely. And then the same day we were at this one bar, and this dude. So we were talking to these moms, and these dudes were, coming in off the beach, and like his whole crew went off to the right and sat by themselves, and then he came over and tried to talk to the moms. And so he's like, "Hey guys, mind if I slide in and get a drink?" And they called him out on it. They were like, "Oh yeah, like really, really ironic that you come and choose this spot to go get a drink, but sure, knock yourself out." Like they knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets a drink, and he goes and sits down like near them, and in 5 minutes just like ducks his head, completely knocked out. And like they tried to wake him up, they tried to dump water on him. He was cashed.
Oh, and he dumped 2 things of ice water on him, and he didn't even budge.
He didn't move. He legitimately didn't move. And so paramedics had to come and wake him up. They were opening his eyes, and his eyes were literally rolled back into his skull. Like I said,
that was like
the good old times.
That was like 3 hours into my day.
Day one that you came here, yeah.
I got off the plane with 4 hours of sleep and went on a 12-hour drinking extravaganza at the beach, and it was an interesting day. I mean, we saw a lot of
some things.
People.
Had a couple drinks, saw a couple things.
Saw a couple things.
The beach here is awesome.
It's cool. It's a good time. I mean, and there's so many different like parts of the beach too. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm happy to be here for sure. There's so many cool things to
do. You were talking about tourists with their Pensacola shirts on.
And I'm currently wearing
Pensacola Beach shirt on.
Oh man, look, you can wear it. This is stylish. This is a style piece. He's talking about like.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
No, you're biting my style, dude. You're biting the drip, Mikey Tyson. I acknowledge that I am, in essence, still a tourist.
How long do you have to live here before you're not a tourist anymore?
That's a good question. No idea.
At least a year.
Maybe.
I would say, I feel like if you act the right way, it doesn't matter. Like if you approach it like, "Oh yes, it's new to me, but I'm not fucking buying Disney ears and Disney shirt."
Yeah.
Like if you just walk around, you're like, "Hey, I'm new here," you're fine.
Yeah.
It's just how you carry yourself. But I would say like once you get familiar with the area, you're probably good.
Right.
So however long it takes you to know, like without using your GPS, you're good.
I mean, I still use my GPS from time to time.
I'm talking like your main roads, like
yeah.
Davis Highway or.
No, I get you.
Like
I get you. That makes sense.
Like whenever you know where you're going, I guess you'd be a local.
No, I get it. Man, I mean, the coolest part about being here is, like when, like Michael, like you visiting, like we get to show you something like actually pretty sweet. And, people are coming here to literally see this. going back to Tinder, like, you know, girls come in on Thursday and they leave on Sunday and they just rotate every day in the app. It's
I
like,
thought you were gonna say they go on Tinder, like he comes here to see this, they go on Tinder to see you.
they do. They do. They come on vacation to see me. No, that is fucking arrogant. You know, dude, I'm just telling you, like, this lifestyle here is completely different in the sense that, like, there is just like thousands, probably tens of thousands of people that just rotate in and out every weekend.
Exactly, bro.
So like if you go to the beach bars or like to the beach or whatever, like you're bound to meet someone new, and you put yourself in that position. If you're brave enough to have that opening conversation, you will make new friends from all across the country.
Hell yeah.
It's a pretty cool position to be in, honestly. Like we kind of did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Did it first weekend, last weekend. We'll do it again Thursday night.
Yeah. Probably be going back out there. I mean, dude, there is a ton of opportunity to meet cool people here. You just got to be brave enough to talk to them. Like, that's the thing when we were talking about that. It's like, you know, to be social enough to go up and introduce yourself to people and like make connections is a very, very valuable skill to have, especially here. You know, but
Probably one of the toughest skills to have. I don't have that skill.
yeah.
I'm comfortable with just vibing to myself anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely do it, but if it was my choice, I would just do my thing.
I'm definitely, I mean, you guys know this, I'm definitely not that way. I can't be. I literally cannot be. I mean, but I also understand, we were talking about this in the episode that didn't ever, you know, get on the air, is, you know, I realize that my like interest in talking to people that are complete strangers in every single scenario is actually me being kind of the odd man out in a way. Like that's not normal to do at all. I'm okay with that because it's what I enjoy and it's what I like doing, and it's helped me. But I don't knock people for not being able to.
Yeah.
You know? And like we were talking a couple of days ago, like, you know, my one friend was like, yeah, you know, like you were talking to this girl, and it was a friend of his, and he was like, yeah, like you were talking to her and, you know, she thought you were hitting on her. You know, the reality is I was. But, you know, I could have also just been talking to her. It's like it could go hand in hand, you know, it's the same.
You know, I know you brought up one time, like, you want to talk about, like everybody on social media always talks about, like, their successes. But, like, our failures, like, I'm willing to be open with it. Like, it's been rough these past 3 weeks trying to get this shit rolling, man.
Horrible.
Like,
feels good to get an episode out.
Like,
we
recorded
shitty.
a whole episode and we couldn't edit it.
that's why I brought it up.
And we recorded it at like 11 to midnight.
That shit sucked.
Just grinded to get it recorded, and then we couldn't even use it.
Yeah, the audio, we're still learning how to use it. And
yeah, all the new gear, it took forever to understand. I still don't even know, this shit may sound terrible. Like, we actually, it took us forever to kind of get, you know, get our, you know, our priorities in place that we could film and get audio correct and all of that, man. Like, it was certainly hard.
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error. Yeah, we trashed a whole episode. We had one with Michael that dropped last week that no one will ever hear because there's a fucking ceiling fan going on in the background that just ruined it.
Vault.
It's lost, yeah.
It's gone.
It's gonna go on the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Difference between us though is that when shit goes wrong, we dust ourselves off and we'll do it again. But I feel like for a lot of people, like that kind of hit, they're just gonna be like, oh fuck it, we'll do it again. We'll brush it off. But like we're in here every week.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to be, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the goal. You know, whether it happens or not, who knows? But I mean, man, Logan, you moved into a new place and.
Yep.
You know, completely new scenario. Yep. We actually filmed the last episode in your new house, and that shit got trashed. But you know, yeah, I mean, the new house looks sweet, but you know, from that to, you know, man, Michael is here. You know, we just a lot of things are kind of changed around these past couple weeks, but some of it good. Like, you know, like you being here is awesome. Some of it bad, like you know, Logan, you and your house, like that shit was awful.
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna drop any names just out of respect, but there's there's so many different routes I can take with this topic, between toxic relationship, friendship, priorities, growing up, maturity. There's a lot of things to be said, and I could go on for hours, but to sum it up, don't let girls, like, especially high school girlfriends, right? Don't let a high school girlfriend dictate how you feel, or girlfriends in general, no matter the age. I don't care if you're 30, you're 50, you're 10. If you let somebody else get in your ear and dictate your decisions, you're already making the wrong decision, because you didn't make it for yourself.
100%.
On top of that, if you, like, your friends are always going to be there. Your spouses can leave anytime they want.
Yeah.
They can promise they won't. They can say they won't do this. You can even legally get married. None of that makes them stay forever. But a good friend will never leave you. A true friend from the beginning will never leave. So if you take the route of choosing a girl over your friend, you threw out a good friendship that would have lasted a lifetime. Don't do things, especially move out and move into a place if you're not ready. Like, there's no reason to be in a rush. Do your plans, take it step by step. Make sure you're in a situation where if things get rough, you're fine and you know you can pay your bills for however long you need to feel comfortable. Know your bills are paid. And yeah, man, just be mature about it. So if things go wrong, like, don't try to intentionally fuck somebody out of spite.
That's true. I mean, okay, look. I'm going to completely acknowledge the fact that was targeted at one specific person, like message received. That is something that actually can resonate for a lot of people. I've seen it.
Oh.
I've seen it a ton of times.
Yeah, dude.
Dudes going and like, and look, like, people have even accused me of it a couple times, of like, hey, like, you're choosing this girl over your friends, and that was not the case with me. You know, but I think that there's a fine line between prioritizing someone you're in love with and completely, like, fucking yourself because you're blind in love.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And like ruining your life. So you got to kind of look at what the results of your actions are based on your infatuation with this person.
Exactly.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, is, you know, I don't know, look, like, if you want to spend time with somebody that you're really, really involved with and they make you genuinely happy, great. If you're so involved with this person that they're ruining your decision-making skills, that's a problem.
Yeah.
A huge problem.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's toxic.
Dude, I've seen it many times, and I've lost many friends to their girlfriends, but you know.
Dude, the craziest thing is like, bringing whoever came down to live down here, to start a new opportunity. Like, this apartment was gonna be made with or without that person. He didn't know my financial situation, so the way they handled it, to where they would try to just, like, say they're gonna pay the rent, whatever, and then I went to a national forest, and then I lost service for 7 hours. So when I get out, I noticed that I have 5 hours left to pay my rent that the guy said he was going to pay. So then if I would have spent the night in that forest, my credit would have dropped, because I missed my rent. So luckily I drove out early, so I went ahead and paid it myself. But that is the immaturity. Like, if you weren't ready to do something, you could have said a week ago, like, hey, this isn't gonna work out. I made the wrong decision. It's all love, whatever, but respectfully, I'm just gonna have to go somewhere else. Hey. And then you save a friendship and you still get what you want.
Yeah.
But the way you do it to that, like taking a shot, like he doesn't know my financial situation. I could have had $900 in my account. If I had love for him, but the fact that he was disrespectful enough to do that to me, like, not knowing my situation, like, luckily I planned this shit out to where I'm fine. But, like, he didn't know that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I definitely feel for you, because that situation is horrible. It is not the first time, and it probably won't be the last that I've heard of this type of thing. You deal with this type of shit with roommates.
Yeah.
Roommates are just the flat out worst. I've had some really good roommates, and I've had some really horrible roommates, but, man, you know, you live with somebody, you're automatically bringing in somebody who does not have the same ideals as you, because no one has the same ideals as you. all through college, I had roommates who I got along with super well, roommates that I completely fucking hated. And, you know, the only way to truly avoid it is to be able to afford a place by yourself.
Yeah.
That's not a reality for most people. In most environments, you got to find somebody who you can get along with. Dude, like, it sounds frustrating. Like, it gets way worse than that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely.
It gets way worse than that.
Definitely
for sure.
glad that I dodged the bullet very early on.
I mean,
the bullet's been dodged.
Yeah, the good news is you got a place to yourself now, and I mean, you know, the moral of that story is, you know, continue to grow your judgment of character.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved in with, Zach Yater, my sophomore year of college roommate, one of the best kids I ever met in my life, and I had no fucking idea who he was when I first met him. Literally not a clue. We would see each other on campus, dap each other up, and I needed a roommate so bad that I saw him one day and I was like, bro, you seem like you're pretty cool. You want to live with me? He didn't even flinch. He was like, yeah, absolutely. And he ended up being one of my best friends. To this day, he still is.
Yeah.
That is so lucky. And compare that to, you know, this dude that you knew your whole life, who you guys move in together, and it fucking sucks. Like that goes to show you that the only thing that matters when you're living with somebody is your compatibility.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, and I'll still stand by this, like, our compatibility is fine. It's the situations and decisions that they made with the people they brought in. Because those situations is what was messing with his head, my space, and everything else. And then because they were blind to the situation, like, even I've been in I don't know about you guys, but I've been in a very toxic relationship before, and while I was in it, no matter what anybody told me, I was only believing what she was telling me.
Yeah.
No matter what happened, I would only listen to her, and I didn't realize that I was in a toxic relationship. I was like, oh, we worked it out. That was always the excuse. It's like, yeah, it was rough, but we worked it out. Until you're out of it, you look back and you see that, holy shit, I ruined all of these relationships because this one person had me manipulated.
Yeah. I mean, and again, you got to judge the people that you're in relationships with too.
Yep.
You got to know what you're getting into, because otherwise it's going to be god awful for everybody involved. And you know, goes back to what you said at the beginning of this. Your friends, if they're good friends, will always have your back, and they're not going to leave you. So, you know, it's just always important to keep that in mind when you're...
It's crazy, like, the people that you've been around the longest, like, you never really know their true character until they act out on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a...
Yeah. There's rats out there. That's all you can say. I mean, you never know when someone's going to turn into a rat,
Exactly,
but
bro.
they'll show their true self eventually.
Exactly.
Hey,
it's a good lesson. I'm glad I learned it while I was young, you know? What better
I mean,
time?
you're gonna. It's not the first time that's gonna happen.
Yep.
no.
People just look out for themselves. So I mean,
Yep.
there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah. Add it to the list, man. But, you know, in a game full of rats,
We chase cheese. That's all I
we
know.
chase cheese. Man, great episode, man. Being outdoors feels fucking sweet,
Yes.
honestly. I really love this.
Besides me profusely sweating in this humidity, it's pretty fucking nice out.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot, I won't lie, but I'm
I
not
wouldn't even say
sweating
it's
it.
hot. It's like humid.
It's humid.
It also
Yeah,
did
it's
pour
sticky.
down rain.
Yeah, thank God for that. But man, beautiful sunset, man. I heard a fish too. I heard a fish jumping. But man, I don't even know where we're gonna be at next. You know, I got a list in my head of places that I
We
wanna
should
go,
get some
but-
kind of poll up and let people, like, vote on our locations for the next shot.
Oh, no doubt.
That'd be cool.
No doubt. Yeah, keep an eye on the Instagram, and, you know, hey, now's your time. If you didn't do it at the beginning of the episode, you should follow Loosely Attached Pod, Instagram, Twitter,
All socials.
all socials, TikTok. Man, go show us some love and go tell a
Can
friend.
we get a
and
TikTok of you guys dancing though to like the next hit craze on TikTok?
I will look, if the TikTok gets 100,000 followers, I will do whatever viral dance is viral at the time. 100,000. You can mark my words.
I'm gonna
do it.
go buy a bunch of bot accounts to follow.
They're gonna clip this, play it back whenever we hit that, and you're gonna be fucked doing a renegade.
I'll do it. I'll take my medicine, but I'll be so fucking happy that we have 100K, you know?
yeah.
And that'll just be the next milestone. I mean, you know, after we hit that, it's on to the next. But guys, thanks so much for listening. Hope that everyone is doing well. Continue to take care of each other. Man, it's the weekend. What are we gonna drop this? Are we gonna drop this middle of the week or the weekend?
That's on you, man.
Fuck it, man.
It's up to the editing crew.
Yeah.
Whenever this drops is the weekend. So party hard this weekend and work hard next weekend. Guys,
with no roof.
Let's do it, man.
good work. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Too many hoes, I cannot choose. Riding with no roof. What is that smell? Somebody burning on boom. Riding with no roof. Sucking my gang, that's what I bang, that's my crew. Riding with no roof. Hoes wanna fuck me, they wanna steal all of my jewels. Riding with no roof. No, you can't hang on me, rock on me, bang on me, pussy boy, you do not shoot. You sleeping boy, why you on snooze? You have no clue. These savage up in the booth. Y'all that I'm making the meal, signing them deals. No joking, this shit is real. Competition wanna lurk, I know it hurt. These savage busy with work. Check it out, but I'm riding with no roof. Skirt, skirt, bitch, I'm gone. Did me wrong, so bitch, we through. Yeah, yeah, riding with no roof. Riding with no roof. You are not cool, you are not bull. Mama got mad cause I'm get your school. I hang with them goons, I hang with gorillas. Hang with drug dealers, I hang with the killers. I had to leave, the block was too hot. Said little mama, she giving out top. I had to change, just switch up my ways. Look at me now, young nigga get paid. These bitches they flirt, they pull on my shirt. I treat them like dirt. The kush make me burp. Are you on your horse? They 7 to beat and pick first. Yeah, yeah, yeah.